Hey, Linda. How are you?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, doing okay. What's up?
Must have been at least 1 month since we last talked.
Seriously? Has it been that long? Sorry I haven't been able to contact you. I've been pretty busy. Busier than I thought, actually. And the time difference can get a bit confusing.
Yeah, well, I've been pretty busy too. Your father will finish up his business assignment here in Australia in about a month, and we'll finally be home again. I have all this stuff in the house accumulated after living here for the past 5 years. Cleaning that up is really taking up time.
Better than having nothing to do, I suppose.
So, what are you up to today? You have anything planned?
Dan's parents are stopping by today, so I have to get the room cleaned up and do a little shopping for dinner tonight.
Seriously? Are they coming over again? Didn't they just visit last week?
Did I mention that to you?
Oh, no. I have a friend that lives nearby, and she mentioned that she saw them visiting. I know. Seems kind of nosy.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Linda. I really don't want to criticize Dan's folks, but don't you think they visit a little too often? Doesn't seem normal.
You think? Doesn't really bother me.
Are you okay? I mean, you're not being pressured or anything.
No, nothing like that. It's just that they want to see their grandkids soon. So they tend to be a little overindulgent.
I see. Are you sure you're okay? You're not tired, are you? You always say they are very nice, but I hear they tend to be strict sometimes.
Don't worry about me, Mom. I'm fine. Besides, Dan's here to protect me. He's a sweetie. His parents are strict at times, but I think it's only because they're concerned about my well-being. That's all. I actually should be grateful to them.
If you say so, Linda. But just keep this in mind. I'm always here to help you. Don't forget that. Call me anytime you want.
Like I said, Mom, I'm fine. Don't worry. I better get going. I'm pretty busy today. I'll contact you later on. See ya, Mom.
All right. Just don't overexert yourself.
Dan, are you there? Answer me.
What do you want, Linda? I'm busy.
Where the hell are you?
I'm at the airport. Where do you think?
Does that mean that note you left on the kitchen table? Is that true? Are you really going off to Hawaii with your folks?
Yeah, that's why I left the note. Are you daft?
Are you really going to Hawaii?
What do you think? Take care of the place while we're gone, would you?
Is it just the 3 of you?
Yeah, me, Mom, and Dad, the whole family. Who else did you have in mind?
I thought I was a member of the family, to be honest.
You? No way. You have to stay home. We need someone to provide for us, right?
What are you saying, Dan? Aren't we family? We're married, aren't we?
Yeah, we're married, but not related by blood, so I wouldn't put you in the same category as family. Mom and Dad say they feel the same way. By democratic standards, that means it's 3-1 vote. In favor of you not being a member of the family.
How could you even say that, Dan? You act like I'm just some item.
I really don't have time for this, Linda. They just announced that they are boarding. Better get on. Hawaii, here we come! See you when we see you. As for you, just work and bring home the bread and butter.
Dan, wait, don't go.
Hey, Linda, you there? I was just looking through Dan's Insta page. Are you guys on holiday in Hawaii or something?
You saw that?
Yeah, some pictures of him and his parents at the airport announcing that they're on their way to Hawaii on holiday.
Yeah, right. I wasn't invited, though. I have to stay home and take care of the house. Oh, well. Besides, I don't have time. I have to bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Excuse me? Did I just hear you right, Linda? Are you seriously saying that only Dan and his parents went to Hawaii? How could Dan leave his wife at home and go off on a Hawaiian holiday? That makes no sense. Dan's a regular office worker, not some hotshot businessman, right? I mean, he can go on a Hawaiian vacation, so he must not be doing so bad.
Yeah, well, you know. What can I say? It's a wife's job to make her husband happy, right?
Linda, I never complained about who you wanted to marry. As long as you were happy, I was fine with it. I believe in you. But if you think that maybe you made a mistake, that you're maybe not as happy as you thought, it may be a good idea to change directions before it's too late. Or even seek the advice of your parents. There's nothing shameful in that. Just so you know, there is one thing I'm certain of. I didn't send you off to get married so that you would be unhappy.
Mom, I wanted to.
I know. Just let it out. Talk to me, Linda.
He's not working at all.
Pardon me?
Dan, he's unemployed at the moment. He quit his job 3 months ago. He takes on various part-time stuff every now and then, but he uses that money for his own pleasure.
Wait, Linda, back it up a bit, would you? You're saying after he quit his job, he hasn't given you a dime?
Yes, that's right. His parents are on Social Security, and the amount they receive just does not cover everything, so he said we shouldn't rely on them for any support. That's why I have to work. I have to support Dan and his parents.
And who's paying for the Hawaii vacation? Dan's out of a job. Shouldn't he be working on trying to find a new job and not be vacationing? He's got his priorities all mixed up if you ask me. As a matter of fact, he should be cutting back on spending.
The money for that vacation? He used the money I made this month without my permission.
Are you telling me that Dan and his parents are on vacation in Hawaii using your hard-earned money?
Yeah, that's right. I was going to use that money to pay off some debts, but he dug through my belongings and found this month's pay. I had just returned from the bank. He took every penny. I need money to eat, so I took on another part-time job. They pay on the spot, so...
You do realize that this is just simply nonsensical.
Yeah, I guess.
Can I ask you something, Linda? I know you had a substantial amount saved up while you were single. You haven't used any of that, have you?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that. Dan got a hold of my cash card and somehow figured out the password. He used my savings to buy his parents expensive gifts and took them to fancy restaurants. He also bought his mistress an expensive brand handbag.
Did you just say his mistress?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he took her to his trip to Hawaii.
And Dan's parents know this and welcome this immoral relationship? Is that what you're saying? When are Dan and his entourage getting back from this so-called vacation?
Let's see. 5 days. So, next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Huh. Okay. Linda, I want you to come home right now.
Huh? Come home? You mean home?
Your father and I will be back the day after tomorrow. We'll both be at the house. Go pack your things and be ready to escape at any time. Got that?
Mom, really? You'll do that for me?
Of course, my dear. I'm always on your side, Linda. What are mothers for? I will do anything to help you. Don't forget that. Don't you dare keep this all to yourself. We're here to protect you.
I don't know what to say, Mom. I can't thank you and Dad enough. I should have told you sooner. I'm going to do this. I'm going back home.
Hey, Linda, where the hell are you? We just landed at the airport. Come pick us up ASAP. Hello, Linda. Pick the damn phone up, would ya? Always vanishes right when you need me. Sheesh. What use is she? All you got going for you is to clean the house and cook for us. Oh yeah, and financial support. Can't forget that. Pick up the damn phone and get your ass moving, for God's sakes.
Hello, Dan. How are you? This is Linda's mom. It's been quite some time since we last talked, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hello? Sure has been a long time. Great to hear from you. Unusual to get a line message from you. What's up?
You just sent Linda a message, so I'm replying on her behalf.
Excuse me?
Maybe what I'm about to say will explain the situation you're in.
Have you returned stateside from your husband's assignment in Australia?
Yes, that's right. It was a long 5-year assignment, but we're finally back. Just arrived back home a few days ago.
Seriously? I thought you guys were going to get a permanent resident and just live over there.
Excuse me? Who told you that? We always planned on coming back.
I had no idea. You never returned during those 5 years, so I figured you like it there.
Well, you're partially right. The company insists that you cannot return for the first 2 years. I was looking forward to coming back the 3rd year, but... Then the pandemic happened, and we couldn't go back and forth as we expected. If that didn't happen, we would have returned at least twice a year. So, it's been 5 years of never getting the chance to return. But I'm elated to be back.
I had no clue. So, you were actually adamant about returning, huh?
Never thought I'd find out, huh? Is that why you've been treating my daughter like some personal ATM machine in your family maid? I suppose Linda does make a lot more than women her own age, especially you. You figured she didn't have any close relatives. You thought we would never return from Australia. So you proposed to her and got married. That's when you started mistreating her, using her as a maid and making her work and stealing her earnings. You even stole her savings. Money she had saved all through school and before marrying you. And to think that your parents were in on it. They had full knowledge of your scheme and supported you wholeheartedly. Shall I go on?
How do you even know all this?
We have our ways.
You didn't seem like caring parents to me. I mean, you met me and my folks online. Remember that? What kind of parents do that?
As I said, global circumstances were such that we were not able to meet in person. I'm sure you understand. You said so at the time. Don't you remember?
Huh? Yeah, but...
Also about the wedding. We said we'd hold off on that until we returned and the date has not yet been set. Wasn't that what we agreed on?
Huh? Right. Wait.
I didn't realize you were so forgetful, Dan. Maybe we should have waited for the whole marriage itself, at least until we had returned. Maybe we should have met face to face beforehand.
Yeah, but...
My daughter will file for divorce. She no longer wants to be your maid. I mean, wife.
Oh, wait a second. You can't do that. Hey, I'll make things right from now on, I assure you. I'll even start looking for a new job. So, please, no talk of divorce. Please? The timing is just not right. I have to make a living, you know?
There are other reasons why my daughter wants nothing more to do with you.
What are you talking about?
Paula Connors, 23 years of age, no gainful employment.
Pardon me?
Your mistress. You went to some bar and picked her up, had relations with her for about 6 months.
Where'd you get that information?
Wow, 6 months ago. That was right about the time we submitted the marriage certificate downtown.
What is this?
I guess it was about the time you arrived in Hawaii. I got a message online from your little sweetheart Paula. She said she had dibs on my husband, and that she had just arrived in Hawaii with you and your parents. Nice of her to let me know.
Why the hell did she?
That wasn't all. She kept sending little messages describing her escapades with you all week and even explicit photos. As a matter of fact, she was sending me 3 or 4 photos a day of the two of you lounging around the beach. There was even one of you guys in bed. I obviously didn't reply, but that sort of pissed her off for some reason. And the photos only increased, and some started to get downright raunchy.
No wonder she was going nuts with all those photo shoots. That idiot!
I would appreciate it if you would thank Paula for me. Thank her for the boatload of photos and messages. More than enough evidence for my needs. My lawyer said it was more than enough to institute legal proceedings and claim damages from both of you.
Come on, Linda. Let's talk about this.
I want the divorce, and you're going to give it to me.
But, you know, I'm unemployed.
That has nothing to do with me. Figure it out yourself. Goodbye, you good-for-nothing creep.
After thoroughly going through all the line data, our lawyer initiated legal proceedings against both Dan and Paula. There was ample and irrefutable evidence to prove Linda's case. This Paula apparently thought that Dan was some rich guy and he would cover for her, but when she learned he was unemployed and there wasn't a penny to his name, she turned deathly pale. Obviously, her parents were not able to pay, and she ended up borrowing the money and paid it in full. I heard she ended up working as a hostess somewhere. As for Dan, he was ordered to pay all the money he used, including all of her savings. Without a job and his folks on Social Security, the only thing left for Dan and his parents to do was to sell their house and property. And if that wasn't enough, borrow from whoever would offer a loan. Last I heard, the 3 of them were living in a beat-up 1-bedroom apartment down on Market Street. I'm sure they are kicking themselves every night for messing this all up.